Evening to everyone who's watching this. I got a few pointers to make about this exhaust. Obviously I've done a few exhaust note videos, well, one or two exhaust note videos to do with the Yamaha YZF-R3 and how this baby was installed and how loud it sounded. However, this exhaust came from my YZF-R3, but well, as you can see, that there's the piping over there. Excuse the mess. So I need to sort all that stuff out, and I need to really buff that up and make it look shiny before I start selling it on. So had seen some happy days with the R3, but I thought, well, being that the owner didn't want the TOCE exhaust, of course, because this is a monster when it comes to, well, you can't even install any sort of dB killer in it. Like, people are wondering, like, there's no holes or anything where the mechanisms can actually slot in as it goes through to one can, which is quite awkward. If you can, then hell, I would love some recommendations, but it's highly unlikely for something like this. So this exhaust came from North Carolina, but if you're wondering how the installation has actually been processed, and to be honest, it took a lot of tweaking and everything. I've ordered a few parts to assemble this correctly, so there's slightly no air leaks. Surprisingly enough, there is no air leaks, considering that I have this sort of heat adhesive rubber gripper. As you can see, it came from one of these, the exhaust holders, but I thought, why not install it, just so it makes it, well, snug fitting. But without further ado, I suppose you guys would be curious on how it sounds. Like, do bear in mind, it doesn't sound the absolute best when it comes to the video quality, because the video performance doesn't really let out the best sound quality, unless of course you're in person, you can actually hear this. So without further ado, let's give this baby a try. Of course, garage door keys. There's the reason why I closed the garage door, because I don't want to disturb the neighbors. Right, clutch start, and yeah, she kind of kicks out quite a lot. I was struggling to hold the camera then because of the amount of pressure that I was putting on the phone. Oh man, it stinks. But, and yeah, and if you guys are wondering, I kind of chiseled that little bit off that used to hold on. It acts like a mount bracket, just clip onto the YZF-R3. But as you can see there, I kind of chiseled that off so I can make my own custom fitting, as well as heating this part up with the heat gun, so I can actually bend this in the correct position of how it will fit the Suzuki. But this will not, those of you who are wondering, obviously this will not pass MOT. Always keep your spare can aside, because this exhaust, this is not meant for this country. You will never find a legit one of these in this country, that's for sure. I had mine shipped from, like I said, North Carolina, but it was kind of, it's unique. It's I couldn't get rid of it, but if I get stopped, I get stopped. But hell, you got to make the most of it. If you guys are willing to fork out like £500 to £600 for one of these for the whole system, for an R3 that is, then my recommendations is, yeah, go nuts for it, but do expect a shipping fee, which is like £120. That's if you're based over in the UK. But for the Sv650, I wouldn't recommend this exhaust on the Sv650, only because, well, mainly look preference really, and of course it won't pass the MOT. But I think it looks okay, considering the modern age of the bike, which is a 2005 bike. And of course, white's not really my color. I'm going to actually change that to red, so it might suit it a little bit more. But up to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for listening. Peace.